What are they saying about you that's stopping you? Will you be limited to how other people define you? Will you spend the rest of your life living up to their ideas of who you are? Or do you have the courage to break the mold? This sermon today is not for the status quo. It is not for the ordinary. It is not for the routine or the ritualistic. This is for jailbreak people who will not wait to be released, but you are going to break out of the dungeon of mediocrity and step into the realm of exceptionalism. This is your moment. It is now or never. If you don't do it now, you're not going to do it at all. You have to make up in your mind, this is the moment. I am not who you think I am. 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 How dare you define me by your understanding? I am not who you say I am. If I close the book and sit down, I already said enough. Because if you will take what I said and apply it to your life, you will cease to be defined by what you were in, because just because you were in it does not mean that you are of it. Oh my God. Are you going to be one of them, or are you going to be exceptional? I'm not sure, but I think there are some exceptional people. Let all the exceptional people identify yourself this morning. Everybody stayed except me. Everybody quit except me. Everybody fainted except me. Everybody committed suicide except me. Everybody died except me. Everybody lost their mind except me. Everybody quit. Let the exceptional people give God a praise. Yeah. I want you to be bold. I want you to be radical. I want you to be tenacious and walk over to somebody, look them straight in the eye, shake them by the hand, and tell them, I am exceptional. Yeah. If you get me, you got an exceptional man. If you get me, you got an exceptional woman. If you get me, you got an exceptional child. If you get me, you got an exceptional worker. Let the exceptional people give God a praise right now. Anytime exceptional people dwell in the midst of ordinary thinking people, there's always going to be conflict. Don't try to get along with people who think ordinary when you know God made you to think exceptional. Don't even try to reason with them. Don't try to argue with them. Don't try to straighten them out. We speak two different languages. You are speaking ordinary, and I am talking exceptional. Exceptional people make some noise. This is a fight between ordinariness and exceptionalism. Your daddy is a carpenter. Stay in your place. Be like your kinfolks. Act like your relatives. Live like your neighborhood. What are you doing driving that kind of car? You mean you going to school? How dare you open up your own business? Stay in your place. You're supposed to be swinging a hammer, driving in nails. Stay in your place. I saw where you came from. The question before you is, will you be ordinary, fit in with the pack, run with the wolves, or will you step out and be exceptional? Not superior, just exceptional. Root word to exceptional is accept. You can't be exceptional if you don't have the word accept. Accept. It happened to everybody. They all live that way. They all think that way. They all feel privy to that. Oh my God. Let all the exceptional people identify yourself this morning.
Truth of the matter is that most people don't realize that the majority of people suffer their first major heart attack on Monday morning between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. People getting ready to go to jobs that they don't like, jobs that are making them sick. What is it that you could love doing 7 days a week that'll bring a smile to your face? Think about that. You've got to start saying yes to your life. You've got to start saying yes to your dreams, yes to your unfolding future, yes to your potential. How many of you know within yourself, if you ask yourself the question, have I done all that I'm capable of doing or being and living up to my potential? How many of you have to really answer, no, I have not done all that I can do? Raise your hands, please. Okay, very good. Now, here's what we know. That people don't do what they know in life, but what they do is they operate within the context of the vision they have of themselves. So what I want to share with you is how to begin to get a larger vision of yourself and how to begin to make this your decade. Because in order to do that, it's going to be very challenging. It's going to require a lot of work on your part, an ongoing process of personal and professional self-mastery. And it's going to require that you begin to see yourself worthy of the requirements in terms of effort, in terms of commitment, in terms of action, in terms of preparation, or whatever it is that you need to do in order to take your life where you want to take it. So one of the first things I ask you to do is I want you to look at your life right now and think about something that's important to you, something that gives your life a sense of value. Think about something that you'd like to have or something you'd like to create for you or your family or for society. I want you to hold this thought in mind. Now, one of the first things I want you to do is don't worry about the inner conversation that you're going to have. Don't worry about how you're going to do it. That's going to come. You're going to develop a plan of action. You will find the way. You'll become the kind of person that can attract the people, the resources, and everything you need in order to make that become reality. But I want you to be mindful of your inner conversation. Now, I want to ask you a question. How many of you have ever thought about something you wanted to do and you talk you out of it? Raise your hand, please. That inner conversation, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason that most people take their greatness, take their ideas to the graveyard with them. You know, the wealthiest place on the planet, a minister said recently, and it was so true, is not the gold mines in the various areas of the world or the diamond mines. The wealthiest place on the planet is the graveyard. Because in the graveyard, we will find inventions that we never, ever were exposed to. Ideas, dreams that never became reality. Hopes and aspirations that were never acted upon. Because most people allow that inner conversation, for whatever reason, to keep them from ever pursuing their goals. So let us begin to look at what's required in order to make this our decade. Why is it that most people don't ever reach their goals or live up to their true potential? One is fear. And there are only two kinds of fears that we're born with. The fear of falling and the fear of a loud sound. All other fears we learn, like the fear of failure. The next is the fear of success. That's one of the major challenges I had to deal with. I was working on a major project, and after it began to grow and it was extremely successful, I panicked. And I walked away from it and gave it to someone else because I didn't believe that I could handle it. The other thing that keeps most people from reaching their goals is that a lot of people become comfortable. They stop growing. They stop wanting anything. They become satisfied. They stop looking at ways in which they can improve themselves. They stop putting things in front of them. I was reading something by a great man, George Bernard Shaw. And he said something to the effect that to have succeeded is to have finished one's business on earth. Like the male spider who is killed by the female spider the moment he has succeeded in his courtship. And he goes on to say, I like a state of continual becoming with a goal in front and not behind. I remember after giving a speech at a major corporation, a gentleman came up to me who was up in years, and he said, you know, that's real great motivation for you young guys, but I've done all my work. There's nothing else for me to do. I said, oh yes, you've got a lot to give. You have a lot to offer. The fact that you're still here means that your business is not through yet. The other thing that keeps us from reaching our goal is not feeling worthy. That's where a lot of people get stuck. Because see, when you don't feel worthy of your goal, you will begin to unconsciously engage in self-destructive behavior, like procrastinating, constantly putting things off, squandering your time, and that's what life is made of. Something else that keeps us from reaching our goal, and that is many times because we spend so much time complaining and blaming everybody or everything. I'm reminded of a friend of mine who talked about the fact that one day he was walking by this house and some people were sitting on a porch, and there was a dog on the porch, and this dog was just moaning and groaning. So he was curious, and he asked the owner, he said, why is this dog moaning and groaning? And the owner said, because he's laying on a nail. He said, well, why doesn't he get off? He says, it's not hurting bad enough for him to get off. How many of you know people who moan and groan and complain about life all the time, all right? They might moan and groan about their job. I'm sick of this job. I'm sick of you. And they just moan and groan and complain all the time and never do anything about it. They haven't got to the point where they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They just have enough energy to complain about it, and they consider that, in fact, they believe that that's equivalent to doing something about it, just complaining. No, that can't get you where you want to go. That cannot create your reality for you.